Hi guys, this is Ms. Hong. Today is May 27th, Wednesday. Wow, it's been a week, right? How was your long weekend? Was that good? I told you I'm doing workout, right? And during the weekend, guess what? I didn't quit. I'm still doing it. I even did it in the morning, like today's morning. So guys, today's what is it, lesson quiz? I'm gonna ask about that one. Did Ms.Hong quit workout during the weekend? And answers, no, she did not. I will tell you every week. All right? Okay. Anyway, so today we will do this one, guys. We will solve the quadratic equation. So you learned factoring so far, right? So we learned about factoring, and we can use factoring to solve quadratic equation. So far you know how to solve the linear equation. So I'm gonna go over how to solve the linear equation quickly. So here, when we solve the linear equation, we need to isolate the variable. So for this case, w is my variable, right? So I'm gonna isolate the w. So we do -7 minus 7, right? And then you cancel. So you get 5w equals -7. And then you divide it by 5. Right? So your answer, w equals -7/5. Right? And number 2. This is like you have a number on the other side, but that's fine. My variable is x, right? So we need to get rid of this -5. So I will add 5 to each side. Then you cancel this. So on your left side, you have only x, and you get 7 for x, right? And number 3, you have 4x on the left side, 2x on the right side, but we need to combine the like term, right? We call when you have the same degree and same letter, then we call that's the like term. So we will combine it. So I will do -2x minus 2x so that I can combine that. Then that's 4 minus 2, which is 2x equals 0, right? And guys, how do you solve this? 2x equals 0. Then you divide it by 2, right? You divide it by 2, divided by 2. 0 over 2 is 0. So your solution is 0. But you know what? If you have any two numbers and the product is 0, think about it. You have something like 2 times by x is 0, then definitely x is supposed to be 0, right? But this case, you know the other number is 2. But what if your two numbers are like this? X times by y is 0. Then that means x is 0 or y is 0, right? So it's like kind of obvious, but we will learn about that one today. So if you know how to solve the linear equation, then now we are doing quadratic, right? So we will solve the quadratic equation. So eventually you will solve this kind of thing, but not today. Not today, but we will do that, all right? So those kind of thing, then we use these two things. Factoring, we already learned that one, right? Factoring, you know how to factor. And what else? Zero product property. So we will use that one, and that is this. This is the zero product property. So if AB equals 0, so A times by B equals 0, then A equals 0 or B equals 0. So this is the zero property, right? So if you have 5x equal to 0, then what? X is 0 because 5 is not 0. Or x times by y equals 0, then we can say x equals 0 or y equals 0. Okay? So today, I will show you, we will start with factored form already. Okay? So, and then we will make it like complicated. Like every day you will solve little more complicated problem. Okay? So look at this. guided practice number 1. So I have this thing factored form, but the difference is so far we just did this factoring, right, without equal 0. There was no equal sign, right? When we factor, we just get this one as an answer. But now we are solving quadratic equations, so you have equal and 0 on the other side. There could be other number, but like we're just starting it, and today is the first day of learning quadratic equation, so we started with a simple problem. So it's just factored and you have equals 0. So all we need to do is what? We will use 0 property. So you have this times this, right? So you're multiplying this 2. So what? That's same as this. You're multiplying this 2, then because your product is 0, right? So we can say 5w plus 7 equals 0, or 2 plus w equals 0, right? By 0 product property. And then what? You just solve linear equation for both. So you just solve this too. That's it. So if I solve that one, then you do 5w and minus 7. So you get negative 7 on the other side, and divided by 5. So your w equals negative 7 over 5. Right? And then we have one more from here. So I want to get w, right? So let's get rid of this 2. So minus 2, then you get w equals negative 2. So your two solutions will be w equals negative 7 over 5, or w equals negative 2. So these are your solutions, two solutions for this equation. Okay? So if that is already factored form, then what? You just make one parenthesis 0, the other parenthesis 0. Okay? And we call that is 0 product property. Okay? And look at this one more. So we know this one's supposed to be 0, or that one's supposed to be 0, right? So I like to do this. Just draw the line here, guys. Like that. Just draw the dotted line. And we are solving each parenthesis. And all you need to do is make it 0. Okay? Like that. And you solve this linear, then minus 2, so you get w equals negative 2, right? And from here, minus 3, cancel, you get negative 3 here, right? And divided by 2, then you get w equals negative 3 over 2. Okay, that's it. So your solution will be, so like this is fine. W equals negative 2, W equals negative 3 over 2. Just mark clearly which one is your answer. Okay? And number 3. So when you factor something, right, then you will get this kind of thing. So, and you know what? Oops. I will show you kind of like shortcut. Look at this. If you get the 0, right, then you just change the sign. That's it. Actually, 2 plus w is w plus 2, right? So you can just do negative 2, right? And then from here, opposite, so negative 7. And then if you have any coefficient of the, like, whatever variable you have, then you just divide it by that number. So negative 7 over 5, right? And if I use shortcut, then look, it's plus 2, right? So opposite, negative 2. Here, opposite, negative 3, and you have a coefficient, right? So divided by 2, so negative 3 over 2, like this. This is kind of shortcut. You can use that. So if I use the shortcut here, then you got minus 2 here, right? So I know the answer will be 2 or what? Negative 3, because that's plus 3. right? I know that, but let me just double check. Okay, so x minus 2 equals 0. Then you do plus 2 plus 2. Then you will get x equals 2. We got it, right? And x plus 3 equals 0. Then x equals negative 3 because you will do minus 3 minus 3, right? We got the same answer, like that. Okay, so you can use the shortcut. If you don't want to do it, you want to make it sure all the time, then you can solve it. Alright? But the thing is, if you have factored form, then what? Use the zero property because your result of this product, this parenthesis times by that parenthesis makes 0, right? So each of them supposed to be 0 by zero product property. Okay? And number 4, this one looks kind of like awkward, but it's the same thing. You had 2 parentheses like that, right? But what do you have? You have only 1 parenthesis and x, but still this is what? X times by x minus 4 equals 0, right? So what? Make it 0, right? That's supposed to be 0. This one's supposed to be 0. So from here, x, because you have only x. So x is 0, right? Or from here, x minus 4 equals 0. So x equals 4. So you get 2 answers like this. Okay? And I just put 2 examples that you really need to factor by yourself. Alright? So just make sure on the other side you have 0 or not. So you have 0, right? So this is good. Sometimes you have a number here, then you need to bring it to the left side. So always you need to have 0 on the other side when you solve the quadratic equation. Alright? And look at this, guys. Do you see GCF? GCF 6 and 12, so will be 6, right? Y squared and y, so y, that's your GCF, so you factor by that. Then y minus 2, right? So when you factor this, you get that one. And because when you get a single variable that is 0, just 0, so y equals 0 because 0 over 6 is 0. And that is y minus 2 equals 0, y equals 2. So you get 2 zeros like that, right? And number 6, what is this? Trinomial, right? That's trinomial. And then you need to check your A. A is 1. This is easier one, right? So A is 1. So what do? We just break down this 5. It's positive 5, right? So 1, 5, plus, sorry, not plus, it's 1 and 5, and when you add, you get 6. So this are your pair, and then we write it V5, V1, right? So just like normal, same sign, minus, you multiply, you get positive, so that's supposed to be minus, right? And bring it down, equals 0. Then you know how to factor. So first, what? You factor, make 2 parentheses so that you have this 2 product, and then you find the 0 from each. So if I use the shortcut, V equals what? Opposite sign, 5. From here, V equals what? Opposite sign, positive 1. Okay, so V equals 5 or V equals 1. So that's 2 zeros. Okay, so guys, it's 14 minutes 30 seconds. So I need to cut the video, but that's it for today. So please study, and I'm gonna assign homework tomorrow. So use this material for tomorrow. Alright, and please complete your lesson quiz and do now and Alex for 20 minutes for today. Alright, if you have any question, text me. Bye bye, guys.